I think it is a huge concern for this House if we do not have the opportunity to put it beyond legal doubt, we know the mischief lawyers will make about the European arrest warrant, but judicial reviews. So let us have the chance to give a strong signal that we support all 35 measures, not just the 11 that are on the order paper. And it's no good the Home Secretary saying from a sedentary position that we'll do that by voting for this motion, because the Speaker himself has said, Mr. Speaker, you have said it is not a vote on the European arrest warrant. And therefore we are doing what the advice is to us from the House. Please, I urge her again, stand up and say she will withdraw this motion and give us the opportunity to vote on the full 35. I will let her do so. Well, I have to say to the Home Secretary, this puts the House in an extremely difficult position, because she has effectively said that ministers are just going to make it up. Because the Speaker has been very clear that this does not include a vote on the European arrest warrant. She has said she's just going to reinterpret this in any way she chooses. That is an irresponsible way to treat the House. If she brought this back tomorrow, with all 35 measures in, we will support it. We will give it, we will work with the business managers, we will support it, we will vote for it, and then we will have, no doubt about it, categoric support for all 35 measures. She should do that tomorrow, and we will support it, we will get it through. There is plenty of time, there can be no doubt about it. Will she do that tomorrow?
Will she?
If she will not do so tomorrow, then I think she is playing fast and loose with the criminal justice system and fast and loose with this Parliament. And on that basis, Mr. Speaker, I think this needs further debate, but we should debate now, returning to this tomorrow. We've got loads of time tomorrow. There is plenty of time for her to do this tomorrow. We could do it, get it all in place. And on that basis, Mr. Speaker, I vote that the question now be not put. I move that the question now be not put.
Order. The question is that the question be not now put. As the previous question is an unusual procedure addressed on page 404 of Erskine May, I ought to explain to the House the effect of deciding it. Prior to that, I ought perhaps first to make the point that the question is debatable. If the previous question is agreed to, the draft regulations will not be further considered at this sitting. If the previous question is negatived, the Chair would be required to put the question on the draft regulations straight away without any further debate. It is only if the previous question is withdrawn that the House could continue to debate the regulations. As usual, withdrawing the previous question would require the unanimous assent of the House. I repeat, for the sake of clarity and the benefit of members, the question is that the question be not now put. As many as are that ability. Before I put the question, I want to hear from the Home Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I understand your clarification was that it was now possible to have speeches made in relation to the motion that has now been put, which is that the motion should now not be put. In which case, Mr. Speaker, I'm very happy to stand, and other members may wish to do so as well. The right...
I'm grateful to the Home Secretary. For the avoidance of doubt, that is perfectly orderly. I did say that the question is debatable. Nobody appeared to be standing, and people seem to be expressing a will to come to a decision by having voices heard. But order, but the Home Secretary is perfectly entitled to speak to the matter, and she will now do so.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You did indicate that. And I have to say to the Right Honourable Lady that she does appear to have been getting herself into quite a state about this particular issue, and I'm very happy to repeat the situation and to set the situation out once again very clearly to this House. The point is very simple. There is a timetable that we have to follow if we are going to ensure that we can opt back into measures on by the 1st of December, such
Apologise to the right honourable lady. Point of order, Mr Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Mr Speaker, the matter is of course debatable, but what is debatable is whether or not the question be not now put, not the merits that we have previously been debating.
I think that the context is germane to the question of whether the motion be approved or not approved, as the case may be. And so I think an excessively narrow interpretation would be wrong. I think that it's only right that the Home Secretary, if she wants to speak to the question, that it be not now put, should have an opportunity in an orderly way to make her case. Let me hear what I hope will be an orderly account. The Home Secretary.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. And I'm grateful to your ruling as to what matters are relevant to the speech that can be made in relation